received my father's name at birth. You learn early how people respond to that. They listen differently. They measure you against a ghost who is still alive. My father carried the name like a banner. Men stepped aside for him. They told stories about him while he was still alive. A boy hears those stories and mistakes them for instructions, so I followed them. I learned the weight of a spear before I understood the weight of silence. I trained until my hands split and hardened. I watched the older men, the way they stood, the way they spoke, the way they held back just enough to make others lean in. By the time I first rode out with them, I believed I had already arrived. There is no moment when that happens. The first man I killed did not feel like an enemy. He felt like a problem that had been solved. He was there, then he was not. I stood over him, waiting for something to change. Nothing did. I remember noticing small things, the way his hand lay open, as if he had dropped something. His eyes fixed on nothing, yet held open, as if still waiting for something to appear. The sound around us continued, men shouting, metal striking metal, but it all seemed to move at a distance, as if I had stepped away from it. I expected a feeling to arrive. Shock, triumph, revulsion, something to mark the moment as different from all the others that had come before it. But nothing came. It became easier. You learn where to strike, how to step over a body without looking down, how to sleep with the sounds still in your ears. The body adjusts before the mind. Your hands move without asking. Your feet find their place between the fallen. You stop marking the difference between one face and another. You begin to read small things, a shift in weight, a hesitation, the angle of a shield. These become more important than anything a man might say. You stop looking for meaning in it. There is no room for it. There is only timing, distance, contact. You strike because the moment is there, not because of who stands in front of you. When it is over, you do not carry them with you. You carry only the pattern, the sequence that kept you alive. At night, the sounds return. Metal striking, a breath cut short, a voice calling out without words. You lie still and let it pass through you. If you resist it, it stays. If you accept it, it moves on. Sleep comes in fragments, but it comes. And in the morning, you rise without thinking about it, ready to do it again. I was good at it, better than most. Men began to say my name the way they once said my father's. I saw it in their eyes. Expectation. I was no longer a son or a soldier. I was becoming something assigned to a purpose. Then I made a mistake. It happened without resistance. A moment. A lapse. I took what was not offered and told myself it was nothing. Men did worse. Men did it every day. But this was not some nameless place. This was a house that mattered, and a woman who could not be ignored once the truth took hold. The whispers came first, then the looks. A man I had trained with no longer met my eye. Conversations shortened when I entered a room. Something had shifted, and I could not shift it back. I was called to answer for it. No one raised their voice. They spoke carefully, as if each word had been settled in advance. There would be a marriage. There would be terms. There would be silence. I agreed. The woman I was given did not look at me with hatred. That would have been easier. Dionia looked at me with something colder, as if she had already stepped beyond whatever life we were meant to share. We lived together as strangers who knew too much about each other, speaking only when silence would have drawn attention. And still, there was someone else. She moved through the city lightly, like a sparrow's feather drifting on the wind. When she spoke, I felt something rise inside me, not desire alone, something sharper. I became aware of the effort behind everything I did, the way I stood, the way I spoke, the way I held myself to match what was expected. It all felt assembled, maintained, as if I were holding something in place that would not hold on its own. I found myself watching her for signs of the same strain, a hesitation, a correction, something to suggest she was no different. I did not find it. That absence worked on me more than anything else. It made me aware of a life I had not chosen, only followed, and of how far along that path I had already gone. I saw in her another path I might have taken, but I kept my distance. I left her untouched. I had already seen what one moment could do, and I would not survive another. So I returned to war. It was simpler there. Men met you with steel, shields struck, nothing was hidden. The Mysians pressed us hard that season. They fought with discipline, not fury. It made them dangerous. We answered in kind, line against line, shield against shield, the kind of fighting that leaves no room for thought. I rose again. Victories have a way of revising what people prefer not to remember. My name returned to its former status, but I could feel a change in it, a slight distortion, as if something essential had been bent and not quite set back into place. I lie awake at night, my mind alive with the sequence of things, one action leading to another, small decisions gathering until they form the pattern I followed. My life was assembled without a plan, held together by consequence. Men speak of fate as if it were written in the sky, but I have never seen it there. I have only seen choices, small ones, thoughtless ones, the kind you believe will vanish by morning. But they do not vanish, they gather and build. And one day, you wake to find yourself standing inside the thing they have made. The old men say kingdoms fall from pride, but pride is only the surface of it. Beneath pride lies longing, a hand reaching where it should not, a hunger dressed as destiny. I know this now. I have seen how quickly a single act spreads outward. One night, one woman, one moment mistaken for secrecy. The world does not break all at once. It bends quietly first, almost gently. By the time men hear it cracking, the weight has already shifted beneath their feet. It has already begun. The prince returned across the sea with another man's wife beside him, and the city opened its gates. I saw them pass beneath the stone arches, while people crowded the streets to stare. Some looked upon them with wonder, others with an unease they dared not speak aloud. And now they sit at the feet of the king, who listens while the woman lowers her eyes, and the prince speaks as though desire itself were reason enough. Around them stand brothers, counselors, priests, men pretending calm while measuring what this will cost. No one says the truth aloud. No one wishes to be the first to give shape to the thing already moving toward us. But I can feel it. Even the gulls above cry out as if warning us of something approaching beyond the horizon. The smiths work longer into the night. Messengers ride harder. Men sharpen spears while pretending not to know why. I recognize the pattern because I have lived inside one of my own making. A man reaches for what is not his. Others tell themselves it is small, forgivable, temporary. But desire moves like fire through dry reeds. It leaps farther than the hand that first carried it. Soon, fathers will bury sons whose names have not yet been spoken aloud. The city will blacken beneath smoke. Songs will be written by men who never saw the dead with their own eyes. And somewhere beneath all the glory, people will later attach to it. Beneath the bronze and banners and stories meant to make sense of suffering, there will remain only the oldest weakness we possess, the inability to leave untouched what was never ours.